Hey everybody, welcome back to another 10-minute Marvel video. And as you can tell from the title, this one is all about the post-credit scenes. Now, I will say, warning, checking out videos like this, I have not seen the leaked post-credit scene at this point in time. I'm not going to see the leaked post-credit scene prior to seeing the film, but it is out there from what I'm hearing. So be careful. This is purely rumor, theory, speculation on my behalf for both post-credit scenes. If you want to go check out what they are, it sounds like you can watch it. I do not recommend that. I think it's going to be more fun to see it in theaters and really enjoy it that way than having it spoiled for you. So, let's talk, first off, about how many post-credit scenes there are. There are two, as I already kind of said. And from Daniel RPK, I believe, was the scooper rumor that came from, where one is going to be a little bit more lighthearted, and one is going to be more setting up Doomsday. And I believe it's also been confirmed by Matt Shackman that the second one, the one setting up Doomsday, was filmed by the Russo Brothers as part of Doomsday filming. So clearly going to have a nice, strong, direct tie-in there. So let's first talk about that first one. What is the sort of fun thing that could happen? And I think that, this could really be anything. I hope, and this is kind of just the direction that I would love to see it go, is that it's set maybe a couple of years, or it's set a year after the events of Fantastic Four First Steps, which seems like it's going to take place over a period of time, because it looks like we go from announcing a pregnancy to Franklin Richards being 6 months old. And maybe we're at a year after that, so Franklin's a year and a half, toddling around, and they maybe announce that they're expecting a second child. And Johnny can make some crack about, well, when you had the first child, Galactus decided that he wanted to take the child, or Galactus showed up to mess with Earth. What's going to be the problem that happens this time? And then Reed will look like slightly concerned about it, and Ben will come in and kind of save the day, being like, it's like Johnny's just joking or something like that. And also, we defeated Galactus. We beat Galactus in some way. Whether or not, I don't think they're going to destroy Galactus, something like that. I think it's going to be more of a, we were able to contain, disable, redirect Galactus somehow to save Earth. So I think it's going to be like, and we dealt with Galactus, so we can do this. Plus, you already have one kid, and how difficult can two be? Or something like that. Just kind of that little jab of, oh yeah, he made it through this tough thing with one kid. The second kid will be a piece of cake. I like, kind of, that's just a cute idea. And the reason I think that that's a fun one is for everybody there who doesn't know the comics. It's kind of just like a lighter, fun, oh, they're expecting a second kid, the first family is growing, that we see from this film. For the fans of the comics, we know that that's going to be Valeria Richards, so that's going to be their second child, and she is genius level, sort of smart. So I think that that would work in a really fun and enjoyable kind of little Easter egg for fans of the comics, but also something that feels in line with the movie. It doesn't have to be as crazy a fun one as the Red Guardian Wheaties box from Thunderbolts, but I think they can develop a good kind of family vibe and keep that going. Then the second one, and obviously that's speculation. I don't think that will be the post-credit scene, but something like that, or Franklin Richards doing something cute, I think could kind of be the right vibe for that post-credit scene. I don't think they're going to go too big with it. Then the second one for the Russo brothers, I think that this could tie into how Doom is getting some of his power to do things, and what the Fantastic Four do with Galactus. Because I think figuring out some way to be able to disable Galactus or banish maybe Galactus to like the negative zone or something like that could be an interesting thing. And then Doom finds Galactus, figures out how to harness Galactus, figures out maybe a starving Galactus in the negative zone, makes a deal with Galactus to basically power the ability to create Battle World, or to power the ability to move between universes, basically offering Galactus something in return for something else. Now that might be a little bit too big for this. It maybe would work better to set up Doctor Doom in this post-credit scene just as finding Galactus, because then if people haven't watched Fantastic Four First Steps going into Doomsday, you can have that conversation, that deal be made with Galactus in that moment, and you could still have a decent scene there where it's a good introduction and kind of just a nice reveal of Doctor Doom. I think probably everybody who's seeing the film will already know that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom. So, is it like a moment? Probably not, but it still should work well and provide something that feels unique and different, I think. So, that would be kind of how I tackle that. Or, I think another option would be we maybe jump forward in time a little bit. And this could even be allow us to jump forward in time just a few years, where you have maybe an 8-year-old Franklin and a 6-year-old Valeria. Everybody, they're a little bit more settled, but Reed knows something is going on elsewhere. And for that reason, they board a ship to leave to try and stop and trying to solve some problem, because maybe this is where we get this idea of a council of Reeds, and he knows that some of them are going missing, so he goes to a world where he knows there aren't any there isn't a Reed Richards in Earth 616, the main MCU timeline, whichever one you want to call it, and that is like the direct setup for the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. But that feels like that would be anticlimactic, and it doesn't really do a ton to set up Doomsday. I'm trying to think of other interesting options too. One would be if this film does have anything to do with the Council of Reeds, maybe have Doom show up. So in the comics, Jonathan Hickman's run, the Eternals get basically one of the Reeds on the council to show them where the Council of Reeds is, or Celestials, I should say, not Eternals. Celestials, and they destroy the Council of Reeds. So could you have maybe Doctor Doom play that role in this case, and maybe interacting with Ian Gruffuld's Reed Richards, or a variant version of Reed Richards played by Pedro Pascal? Part of me would just love to see the post-credit scene have Pedro Pascal in Reed Richards as the maker. I don't think they're going to pull that into this storyline, but if they really wanted to shock me, that would be the move to do so. But let me know which one of these theories, theories at this point. There's some rumors about how many there are. I think that's all been confirmed really at this point. But any theories around these post-credit scenes, which one sounds the best to you, or do you have your own theory for it? The one thing I just ask, if you share a theory down in the comment section below, do not post the spoiler one. If you know it, just refrain from posting, because it's going to get spoiled pretty quickly, probably even by Marvel, a week, 2, but I want to try and keep the space for people to see this film, to see the Fantastic Four First Steps, which I think is at like 87% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and really jump into and enjoy it without having things spoiled. So I just ask that you refrain on that. And if you enjoy this content, please give the video a thumbs up. If you want to hear our full conversation on speculation for Fantastic Four First Steps, you can check out the podcast. You can find it here on YouTube. Click onto the channel, subscribe, and click that notification bell to know when new videos come out. There's a chance I'm going to go see, I am seeing Fantastic Four First Steps tomorrow, so I plan on putting up a review tomorrow night. Spoiler and non-spoiler reviews. Maybe non-spoiler tomorrow night, or non-spoiler chunk, then spoilers, and then additional videos coming out after that. So subscribe and clicking that notification bell is going to let you know when those new videos come out, as well as then to check out the podcast. You can click onto the podcast tab here, or you can search for 10 Minute Marvel wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, we'll see you next time.